and the West Fargo Sheyenne Mustangs. We extend a special welcome to our guests from Moorhead.
Alrighty, hi, hello,
the
and welcome here to Sheyenne High School here at the softball field, bringing you this matchup between the home team, the Sheyenne Mustangs, and the visiting Moorhead Spuds here. A little interstate softball action. We like to thank your viewers here at home for your patience.
We ask that you cheer for your team.
Game scheduled to be starting a little over an hour after we're going live right now here. The reason for that is a marathon of a JV game taking place between these two teams. The JV game starting off at 4:30 and going up until a little past 7 o'clock, so a little over 2.5 hour game right there. That one was won by the Spuds with a score of 10-7, so great game right there. And we're going to turn it over to your PA announcer and get your starting lineups.
Leading off and playing center, number 9, Kenzie Donner. At shortstop, number 10, Maddie Spade. At catcher, number 4, Kate Galbranson. At first base, number 12, Taylor Crescent. The designated player, number 17, Avery Baboli. At third base, number 8, Emily Van Raden. At second base, number 13, Hannah Bratlin. In left field, number 11, Cora Holes. In right field, number 6, Taylor Brewski. And pitching, number 3, Ryan Mohagan. Head coach for the Spuds is Mitch Hansen. Assistant coaches Jason Brewski and Ryan Kraft. And now for your Sheyenne Mustangs. Leading off and pitching, number 3, Kyra Nerem. At first base, number 8, Alexis Berg. At third base, number 15, Maddie Buchert. At second base, number 4, Kate Geisler. In center field, number 6, Caitlin Cease. In right field, number 16, Zaria Anderson. In left field, number 14, Morgan Haugen. At shortstop, number 7, McKenna Alexander. The designated player, number 1, Quinn Thompson. The flex and playing catcher, number 21, Kayla Saylor. Head coach for the Mustangs is Mark Woodbury. Assistant coaches Jason Balvick, Brooke Gold, and Kate Woodbury. Umpires for tonight's game are registered by the North Dakota High School Activities Association and have been selected for their demonstrated ability to officiate. The umpires for tonight's contest are Mark Sandman and Mindy Tervola. We ask for your support of our game officials.
Alrighty, well, there are your starting lineups for today. We're going to take a quick break for the national anthem so we don't get a copyright strike. And when we come right back, we'll bring you the opening action here. Opening pitch coming up here on Magnitude Sports. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We got a good one.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
You simply click and order. We decorate and deliver. GoPromo is the area's premier provider for easy-to-use online team stores with screen-printed, embroidered, and promotional products. From your computer screen to the bleachers, and from the boardroom to the field, just go promo. Visit justgopromo.com.
Alrighty, welcome back. National anthem done and dusted. We are ready to get this game underway here. As you can see, Teams huddling up and getting ready to take the field. It's going to be the Mustangs out on the field first, being the home team. In the circle for Sheyenne is going to be Kyra Narum, who gets her third start this season here on Magnitude Sports. Actually threw a no-hitter on opening day for the Mustangs. First time around, she's got a heck of an arm, and she's going to be looking to show it off once more here. Once again, Kyra Narum in the circle here for the Mustangs. Also like to, once again, just a little reminder / note, if you will, for those of you that were joining late. Reason for the late first pitch here, of course, first pitch scheduled to be at around 6:15, and it is now 7:28. We're going to be getting this first pitch here. Was a marathon of a game in the JV game between these two sides, lasting for about a little over 2.5 hours. Spuds coming out on top, 10-7 the score in that one. Very entertaining game, had everyone on the edge of their seats. Took a while, but we'd like to thank you for your patience here as this game is about ready to get underway. I had a few texts wondering when this game would be starting. I know my parents watching at home had a few texts, as well as a few texts from my boss just keeping tabs as he's going to be taking care of the band and choir concert over in Barnesville. So if you're looking for that on Magnitude Sports, that can be found as well on Magnitude Sports, where we're doing more than just sports now. Might have to start calling us Magnitude Activities, as we're going to be bringing you coverage of that. Brought you coverage of the Grand March at the Perm Prom as well, so like to diversify our broadcast portfolio for sure. Leading off for the Spuds, it's going to be Kenzie Downer. She's going to be batting leadoff. She's in center field for today. Due up after her is going to be Maddie Spaeth at shortstop, and Kate Culbrinson, the catcher, batting third. And as the Black Eyed Peas would like to say, it's about time to get started. Let's get it started in here as final few warm-ups underway. And at long last, the fans of you guys at home watching and waiting for this game, gonna finally get to see some softball here between these two interstate teams, the Spuds and the Mustangs. Final throw down to second base.
Center fielder, Kenzie Downer.
And it's time to play ball. Kenzie Downer digging in. She bats right-handed out in center field for the Spuds. And she's going to be starting things off here for Moorhead. And first pitch of the day is in for a strike. Narum getting up in front of the count, 0-1. 7:30 the time of your first pitch here today, so about an hour and 15 minutes later than expected, but as they like to say, better late than never. Maybe a silver lining as that one's going to be hit towards the outfield into the gap. Heading over to make the catch is going to be Zaria Anderson for the first out. If you're looking at it from an optimistic point of view, I suppose the one way you can look at it is the winds died down a little bit, as it was very windy to say the least here early on. And if you take a look at that American flag out in the outfield, starting to die down a little bit. That one's going to be hit towards Anderson and over the head of Anderson and over the wall. So just like that, a hot start for the Spuds. That's going to be a home run to start things out for the scoring. So after a fly out to Anderson, it's going to be Maddie Spaeth taking Narum deep. And it's going to be 1-0 Moorhead. Shortstop taking Narum yard for the first run of the game.
Out next for the
Just
Spuds, the
3
catcher,
pitches
Kate
into the game.
Culbrinson.
Now I'll bring up Kate Culbrinson. That one going to be popped up, but foul down the first base line. Culbrinson will settle back in, as will Narum. That one going to drop in for a strike to even up, actually making an 0-2 count as the first pitch was in for a strike. The 0-2 to Culbrinson, and she'll take that inside for a ball. Narum's pitch on a 1-2 count will be fouled off. Looks like Gulbranson might be worse for the wear after that one, as it nicked off her helmet. Fortunately, not off her face right there, as those can be sneaky dangerous. That'll keep the count at 1-2 with one away. 1-0 here for Moorhead. It was Maddie Spaeth hitting a home run, a solo shot. Second batter up, and took the first pitch deep right over the right fielder's head and over the wall. So that's your one run of the game so far for those of you joining late. One-two pitch on the way. That one going to be driven into right field. Anderson heading over, and Anderson making the catch for the second out of the inning.
Up next,
been a busy day for the right fielder so far. You'd have to imagine it'll be that way all game long. I mentioned the wind dying down, but it is still certainly there, as you can maybe hear the gust picking up a little bit. Anderson gets her second put out of the inning, and it's now 2 down. First pitch on the way. That one going to be popped up, and a diving catch. McKenna Alexander laying out to make the catch for the third out of the inning. That'll end your highlight-filled top of the first. 1-0 your score. The Spuds out on top here on Magnitude Sports. We've got a good one shaping up so far in this late start of a softball game, but it's been a fun one so far. We're going to be right back with the bottom of the first right after this quick message from your sponsor here on Magnitude Sports.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
Welcome back here to Sheyenne High School. We're here at the softball field, home of the Mustangs, where it's the bottom of the first between the Spuds and the Mustangs. 1-0 your score after a Maddie Spaeth home run to start things off here for the Spuds. She hit a solo shot with the first pitch of her at-bat, batting second. Other than that, we had 2 catches by Zaria Anderson out in right field for the 2 of the outs, and then a fantastic diving catch by the shortstop to end the inning. 1 run, 1 hit here for the Spuds, and due up for the Mustangs for the bottom of the first. It's going to be Kyra Narum, Lexi Burke, and Maddie Buchert starting things off. And on the, in the circle here for the Spuds is going to be Ryan Morgan. Going to be getting the starting nod here for Moorhead.
Leading off for the Mustangs, the pitcher, Kyra Narum.
Junior pitcher / outfielder, donning the number 3, and she'll be in the circle getting the starting pitching for the Moorhead Spuds. Narum about ready to step in here to start off the bottom of the first. She's got a chance to, as I always like to say, help her own cause. The pitcher digging into the batter's box. And first pitch is in for a ball from Morgan. That'll get her night started. 1-0, and that one's grounded towards the third baseman and through her legs. That's going to drop through. And it's going to be ruled a hit, I'm hearing, by the scorekeeper to the left of me. Excuse me.
Up next up, first baseman, Alexis Burke.
Going to reach first on an error. That'll bring up Lexi Burke. Burke will take the first pitch. That one in there for a ball. Make the count 1-0. Second pitch inside. That one good for a strike. That'll even up the count at 1 apiece. That one tipped back foul. Make it a 1-2 count. So now Ryan Morgan out ahead of the count for the first time here tonight for her. Kyra Narum, the starting pitcher for the Mustangs, the runner on first. And the 1-2 is high to even the count back up at 2 apiece. That one will be taken for a ball, make it a full count as Narum takes off for second. She'll get in safely. So Narum advances to second. That'll put her in scoring position here on a full count. The 3-2 to Burke, and that one's lined up the middle and fair through the hole. That'll put runners on the corners.
Up next, the third baseman, Maddie Buchert.
I'll bring up Maddie Buchert, the third baseman, batting third here today for the Mustangs, and already a good start for this Sheyenne offense. Single by Burke puts Narum on third, Burke on first, and now a good opportunity for Sheyenne to get their night started in the scorebook. Buchert will take the first pitch outside for ball 1. That one going to be taken. I'll leave it up the count at 1 apiece as that one catches the zone. The 1-1 to Buchert with the runner on second and third. As Burke advances to second. That one in for a strike to make it a 1-2 count. Morgan's pitch to Buchert. That one grounded towards the second baseman. Can't quite make the play, and Narum comes in to score. Rounding third and heading home is Burke, and it's a 2-1 game. And it looks like they got Buchert at second, so Buchert will bring home 2, but she gets out at second as she tries to get the extra base. They're going to rule it an error.
Up next is second baseman, Kate Geisler.
I'll bring up Kate Geisler with 1 out. As it's now a 2-1 game, Mustangs jumping out to a lead. Count now 1-1 after that one taken for a ball. As the freshman Kate Geisler faces her first at-bat of the game. Geisler grounds one up the middle. That one's going to get through for a base hit. Mustangs bats staying hot here. They continue to put balls in play.
Now
and they continue to get on base.
Caitlin Cease.
So Geisler with a single. That'll bring up Kate Cease. First pitch to Geisler will be taken for a strike. Geisler will take the second pitch high for ball 1, evening up the count. Or excuse me, not Geisler, Seiss. Geisler, the runner on first, who reached on a single. That pitch taken high outside the zone for ball 2. Now ball 3, a 3-1 count after that one is low and inside. Once again, these Mustang hitters either getting ahead of the count or putting the ball in play here as their hitting sticks have been hot early. And that one will be taken for ball 4. So Cease will walk. That'll put a runner on first and second.
Up next, the right fielder, Zaria Anderson.
Now Zaria Anderson, who has had a busy night so far out in right field, seen plenty of balls go her way, is going to dig in and Maybe try and put one in the outfield herself. That one will be popped up high. That one will go foul. That one goes over the dugout roof, making it an 0-1 count. Oh, 1 to Anderson will be taken for a ball to even up the count. Still one away here, and the Mustangs have a runner on first and second in the bottom of the first. 2-1 your score. And Anderson grounds one up the middle. That one will find the hole. And a drop ball, and heading home and going to be safe is Geisler. So Anderson will get an RBI single. That'll put her on first. Seiss will head to third. Geisler scores the run, and now it's 3-1. So the Mustangs with a great answer to the solo home run by the Spuds in the first, as they've now scored 3 here in the bottom of the first, and they've still only got 1 away. The runner on first and third. Morgan going to meet with coach and the catcher. And they'll adjourn the meeting and head back to their respective spots.
Now batting number 14, Morgan Haugen.
Bring up Morgan Haugen, the senior. She's got runners on the corners with 1 down, and it's a 3-1 ball game. Mustangs leading. And sliding in, and got her on the throw. Gulbertson fires out Anderson to make 2 outs, but Seiss will score. So that'll empty the bases. Haugen takes that pitch to even up the count at 1 apiece. Cut on and missed there for strike 2. Now Morgan out ahead in the count. One-two, chance to get out of the inning. That pitch is high for a ball. Here's the 2-2 from Morgan. That one grounded towards the first baseman. Crescent able to knock it down, but Haugen's going to be able to reach safely at first.
Up next, the shortstop, McKenna Alexander.
I'll bring up McKenna Alexander as the Mustangs are getting close to batting around here in the bottom of the first. Alexander hits that one foul down the line. That one going to be popped up high but foul. So that makes the count 0-2 here. 0-2, and that one going to be dribbled towards the first baseman. Easy play for Crescent to end the inning. That's the end of the first inning here. Mustangs, not sure quite why it says the score that it does in the first inning column. I'll try my best to fix that, but as you can see in the runs column, it's a 4-1 ball game here. Sheyenne out on top over the Mustangs. 3 hits and 4 errors here in the first inning for Sheyenne. I should say 4 errors for the Spuds, 3 hits for the Mustangs as I glance over, double check the scoreboard. That all looks correct. So 4-1 high scoring first inning. We've got a good exciting one on our hands here so far. We're going to take a quick break, get a message from your sponsors. When we come right back, we'll bring you the top of the second inning here on Magnitude Sports.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back here to Magnitude Sports. Your score on the scoreboard is 4-1 with the Mustangs up on top over the Spuds. Spuds getting their one run from a Spaeth home run. Maddie Spaeth hitting a solo shot to right field to open the scoring of the game, but the Mustangs answering right back with a 4-run inning of their own. Let's see what the Spuds have in store here to try and answer back. It's going to be Avery Babalian digging in for the Moorhead Spuds, and she'll take the first pitch for a ball. As Narum heads back out for her second inning. Relatively quiet inning for Narum in the first as far as pitch count goes. Unofficially her 10th pitch, number 11 upcoming here. Certainly something you like to see if you're a Mustang, that low pitch count. That one will be cut on and missed to even up the count at 1 apiece. That one hit towards the shortstop, Alexander firing over to first, and that's your first out of the inning. Alexander to Burke right
next
there.
Up, third baseman, Emily Van Raden.
So 6-3 ground out to start out the inning. That'll bring up Emily Van Raden. And trying to make the diving stop is Alexander. Can't quite get her glove on it, so that'll trickle through, and Van Rieden will reach first.
Up next, the second baseman, Hannah Bratlin.
I'll bring up Hannah Bratlin. First pitch going to be taken for a strike to make the count 0-1. That pitch high to even up the count at 1 apiece. I think I don't know how many of you have been watching the scoreboard. Numbers been moving around quickly. I think I finally figured out what was happening. I was just clicking a few of the wrong buttons, so hopefully next time we go to break and we show that other scoreboard, the error will be resolved there. That one going to be taken. Make it a 2-1 count. And that one cut on and missed for strike 2. Hannah Bratlin in her first AB of the game. Here's the 2-2 from Narum. That one swung on and missed. Strike 3, the call. And that'll be
up
your
next,
second out of the inning.
Cora Holes.
Due up next, Cora Holes for the excuse me, not the Mustangs, the Spuds. Don't know why I keep wanting to say Mustangs. Moorhead Mustangs just seem to roll off the tongue, I guess. Maybe it's the alliteration, but it's the Moorhead Spuds and the Sheyenne Mustangs as that pitch is taken for a ball to make the count 1-0. Runner on first with 2 away here for the Spuds. That one popped drifting over is Burke. She's not going to be able to make the play as that one drifts foul. And Holz might be giving a bit of assist to the wind right there as continuing to blow to the right, as you can see that flag, and pushing that one further and further foul. Otherwise, that might have been a catch. That pitch will be taken high for a ball, so it's a 2-1 count now. Narum on a 2-1. That one popped up high. That one drifting foul as well. It's going to be a tough play, and it's over the fence, over towards that bullpen area, out of harm's way from a Spuds perspective. Even count now after that fastball, foul ball, all over the place right now to make it 2-2 with 2 away, and a runner on first. And swung on and missed, strike 3. Narum gets her second strikeout of the inning. That'll end the top of the second. No runs on 1 hit. We're going to be right back here with the bottom of the second. Mustangs will look to get back in the scoring column right after this here on Magnitude Sports.
You simply click and order. We decorate and deliver. Go Promo is the area's premier provider for easy-to-use online team stores with screen-printed, embroidered, and promotional products. From your computer screen to the bleachers, and from the boardroom to the field, just go Promo. Visit justgopromo.com.
At 5 p.m.
Alrighty, welcome back here, ready to get the
Mustangs at 7 o'clock, JV before.
Ready to get the bottom of the second inning underway here from Sheyenne High School. 4-1 still your score here. No runs on 1 hit and no errors for the Spuds/Mustangs in the top of that second inning. Bottom of the second coming up, 2 up for the Mustangs. It's going to be Quinn Thompson, Kayla Saylor, then the top of the order with Kyra Narum. Mentioned earlier in the first inning how the Mustangs nearly batted around, and that's doubly impressive considering that both these teams fielding 10-player lineups here tonight with the pitchers both batting as well as designated hitters. Speaking of DH, it's going to be the DH for the Mustangs here, digging in Quinn Thompson. She'll get the inning started off here for the Mustangs, and she dribbles out one towards the pitcher. That's an easy play for Ryan Morgan right there. She fires over to Crescent for the first out of the inning on the first pitch.
Next, number 3, Kyra Narum.
That'll bring up Kyra Narum. Narum pops that one up high. It's going to be in play. And making the catch for the second out of the inning is Taylor Brewski. So 2 pitches, 2 outs for Ryan Morgan. That'll definitely save the arm.
First baseman Alexis Burke.
I'll bring up Lexi Burke. Burke swinging and missing for the first pitch, strike 1. A 1 pitch is going to be taken for a ball to even up the count. Here's the 1-1. That one poked and fair. That one staying fair down the line. Rounding second is Burke, and Burke is going to be rounding first and now rounding second. She'll head in with a stand-up triple. So 2-out triple right there for Lexi
next,
Burke.
Number 15, Maddie Bucher.
That'll put a runner less than 90 feet away from home plate here for the Mustangs in the bottom of the second. And it'll bring up Maddie Buchert as well. That'll make Burke 2 for 2. She had a single in the first inning. Buchert lines it right at the shortstop. Spaeth squeezes the mitt. And that'll end the bottom of the second. Quick inning there, the bottom of the second. No runs on 1 hit, a triple for Lexi Burke. We're going to be right back with the top of the third here on Magnitude Sports right after a quick word from your sponsors.
Go Promo is your go-to for custom apparel, screen printing, embroidery, and hundreds of other promotional products. Put your company logo on a t-shirt, jacket, calendar, mouse pad, pen, or even a backdrop display for an upcoming event. Possibilities are absolutely endless at justgopromo.com. You can also easily set up an online apparel store for your sports team or business. Email or call Twyla, and she'll set up the store, set up collection for online payments, and even deliver your products packaged and ready to go. Email her today, Twyla at justgopromo.com, or call 388-4852. Go Promo. Consider it branded.
Tennis is home versus Grand Forks Central.
Alrighty, welcome back here. Ready to get the third inning underway. Just kind of chugging along here in this game so far. Time of the game right now, 28 minutes as we are through 2 innings of 7 here at Sheyenne High School at the softball field. Narum back in the circle. She's getting a few warm-ups in as take a look at some of the numbers so far here between the Spuds and the Mustangs. It's 1 run for the Spuds on 2 hits. They have 4 errors in the field, and for the Mustangs, it's 4 runs on 4 hits, and so far a clean slate from them in the field as they've got 0 errors. Narum been pitching solid so far outside of that home run and 1 other hit. She's been rolling as usual as the proverbial ace here for the Mustangs. She'll look to keep it going as it's going to be Taylor Brewski due up for the Spuds to start things off here in the top of the third.
Leading
She'll get her
for the
first
Spuds,
AB in this game.
Right fielder Taylor Brewski.
She'll dig into the left-hand side of the batter's box. First pitch to the left-handed outfielder is going to be taken for a strike. Kenzie Downer due up next after that. A 1 pitch is going to be fouled. So already an 0-2 count here for Narum Dabrowski as she'll look to finish her off with a strike right here. Dabrowski will look to stay alive in this AB and obviously try and reach base. And cut on and miss for strike 3. Narum getting another K. I believe that's unofficially her 3rd of the game.
Up next is center fielder Kenzie Downer.
I'll bring up the top of the order here with Kenzie Downer. First pitch to Downer, the leadoff hitter, is going to be taken for a strike. Downer 0 for 1 in the game so far. She'll look to reverse that here in this at-bat as that pitch will be taken in the dirt for a ball. 1-1 count here. That one drops in for a strike, catching the zone for strike 2. And it's a pitcher's count here for Narum to Morgan. Excuse me, not Morgan, Downer. Here's the 1-2. Got her swinging, drop third strike, so Downer will head to first, and the throw not in time.
Up next, number 10, Maddie Spaeth.
So I'll bring up Maddie Spaeth, who homered in the first inning, a solo home run for her. She poked one out towards the right field fence. That also put a runner on first as Downer will reach on the drop third strike. Not something you see every day here in this game, but we saw it here today. And now taking off for second and sliding in safely is Downer, so she'll be put in scoring position now after that stolen base. Pitch was taken for a ball to make it a 1-0 count. And Downer the runner on second here with Spaeth in the batter's box. Spaeth will take that, and taking off for third is Downer, and she'll get in standing up. She advances just that much closer to home plate. 1-4 ball game here. The Spuds looking at a 3-run deficit, but they've got a great chance to cut into that right here with 1 away and a runner on third. That pitch popped up backwards and foul. Make it a 2-1 count. There's pitch on a 2-1 count will be taken for a ball. Make it 3-1. Now maybe a chance for Spaeth to get a pitch to hit here with a 3-1 count. Or we'll see if they maybe pitch around her a little bit after that home run. That pitch going to be low in the dirt for ball 4. Nice stop right there by Saylor, so the runner at third will hold.
Up next, the catcher, Kate
Spaeth will reach
Gulbranson.
base for the second time here today. That'll put runners on the corners for Kate Gulbranson, who flew out to Zaria Anderson her last time around. Gulbranson swinging a miss for strike 1. Heading over to second is Spaeth. She'll reach safely. Now 2 runners in scoring positions here for Gulbranson. Still 1 away here for the Spuds as they look to cut into this deficit. 0-1 from Narum on the way. That one will be taken, but catching the zone for a strike to make it an 0-2 count. Nice pitch right there. Now staring an 0-2 hole. It's time to swing the bat here for Gulbranson. She'll look to shorten up her swing and put it in play. But not that pitch, as it's high and taken for a ball. One-two pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. Down on strikes goes Gulbranson. Narum notching another strikeout. That is out number 2. That one going to be through the hole and fair. That'll bring home both runners, so that's going to be a 2-run single right there. Both Downer and Spaeth scoring. Count that as a 2-run RBI single for Taylor Crescent.
Up next, number 17, Avery Babolian.
I'll bring up Avery Babolian. 3-4 ball game here, back to a 1-run game. As the base is clear for Babolian. Excuse me, not the base is clear. Runner on first for Babolian. First pitch outside for a ball. There's pitch low, taking off for second is Crescent. Crescent will side it in safely. That'll put her on second base. Now a 2-0 count here to Babolian. Hitters count. And 2-0 will turn to 3-0 as that is taken for a ball. Babolian out of front in this at-bat, looking to reach base and keep this 2-out rally alive here for the Spuds. 3-0 pitch, and that's taken for ball 4. Babolian will reach on a walk. Runners on first and second now for Moorhead.
Emily Van Raden.
Emily Van Raden stepping in as they'll look to keep this inning alive and perhaps tie it up or take the lead. Pitch 1 to Van Raden will be tipped foul. That catches the end of the bat right there. They often talk about the sweet spot in softball, trying to hit it in the middle of the thickest part of the bat. That one hitting more towards the end right there as it trickles foul. So we'll make it an 0-1 count. Two-way here. It's a big at-bat early on in the game, but you just never know in a game like this where there's no really finite amount of time. It's just as many hits as you can string along. Count now even at 1 apiece. And that one will be taken inside for a ball. Van Reyden out on top in this AB, 2-1. Nairn's pitch high for ball 3. You can start to sense a little bit of momentum here for the Spuds as they're now looking at a 3-1 count and a chance to potentially load the bases with a walk right here. Big pitch upcoming from Nairn. And that one's going to be lined over the head and into the gap. Rounding third and heading home is one runner, and rounding third and heading home is another. That's going to be a 2-run go-ahead double for Van Reyden as she brings home both the runs. And it's 5-4 here for the Spuds in the top of the third.
Up next, number 13, Hannah Bratland.
Big time hit, and that'll bring up Hannah Bratland. First a pitch to Bratland with a runner on second. That one going to be swung out and missed for strike 1. That one in the dirt. Van Reyden will head to third and getting in there safely as she beats out the throw. 1-1 count now to Bratland. Nairn drops that one in for a strike to make it 1-2. One strike away from getting out of the inning here and turning it back over to the bats of the Mustangs. Bratland will step out of the box. Looks like they got a new ball there in rotation. Two outs, runner on third. Here's the 1-2 upcoming. And that one is fouled back into the netting. So Bratland will stay alive in this at-bat after fouling that one off. Still a 1-2 count as she looks to shorten up her swing a little bit. Base hit would make it a 6-4 game here for the Spuds. Here's the 1-2, and that one drops in for a strike, strike 3. Nairn gets out of the inning, but it's the Spuds taking the lead after a 2-run double. They have a 4-run top of the third here to take the lead back. It's 5-4 here on Magnitude Sports. We're going to take a break and be right back right after this quick message from your sponsor here on Magnitude
in the top of the third inning.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
Already about ready to get the bottom of the third inning underway here. It's going to be Kate Geisler leading things off for the Mustangs, the freshman. As Sheyenne now back in the hole here, a 1-run deficit. Last time they faced a one-run deficit, they scored some runs, 4 of them to be exact, as they tacked on 4 in the bottom of the first. Moorhead responding with 4 of their own, however, in the top of the third as they get the bats going a little bit. As, of course, it's now a 5-4 game. Ryan Morgan will head back into the circle here as the umpire dusts off the plate, and we're ready to get things back going here. Bottom of the third, 43 minutes into this ball game unofficially, according to the little timer I have on my app. And Geisler is going to hammer that one down the line and fair. That one will get through. Geisler rounding first, and she'll get in with a double to lead things off for the Mustangs.
Up next, number 6, Caitlin Sees.
Not often you see a ground ball double, but we saw one right there as Geisler will reach second. I'll bring up Kate Cease with the runner on second and no away. As Sheyenne will look to quickly erase that deficit. They're off to a good start with a runner in scoring position. First pitch going to be taken for a strike. Geisler now 2 for 2 on the game. She had a single her first trip around and a double this time. The count is evened up at 1-1. That one high for ball 2. That one will drop inside. Nice pitch right there for strike 2. A lot of times you see hitter might turn away a little bit. They talk about curveballs or breaking balls, but able to just squeeze the inside right there for strike 2, and that one's going to be pulled foul. Two and 2 count with a runner on second. Here to Cease. And that one will be taken to make the count full. Payoff pitch on the way from Morgan. That one going to be chopped and through the hole, getting past the third baseman. Rounding third and heading home is Geisler, and she's going to be safe. And just like that, tie game, and the cutoff throw got her. So Cease will drive home the run, but get caught out at second base.
Up next, the right fielder, Zaria Anderson.
.5-4 ball game, or excuse me, 5-5 ball game as Anderson digs in. Base is empty here with one away after that RBI. Anderson with a swing and a miss for strike 2. So quick start to this AB for Ryan Morgan as she puts Anderson in an 0-2 hole with one away. That pitch outside for a ball to make it 1-2. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Anderson striking out right there by Morgan.
Up next, number 14, Morgan Haugen.
That'll bring up Morgan Haugen with 2 away here for the Mustangs in the bottom of the third. Haugen will take the first pitch for a ball. And she'll take the second pitch for a strike, evening up the count, 1-1. That one hit towards the second baseman, and that one will get through. Morgan Haugen will reach first on an air.
Up next, the shortstop, McKenna Alexander.
That'll bring up McKenna Alexander. Unofficially now air number 5 for the Spuds. Those have been plaguing them a little bit in the field. First pitch in for a strike. Now unofficially 50 pitches for Ryan Morgan, 51 right there as that one's high for a ball. 1-1 count, 2 away with a runner on first. Morgan stumbling right there. Looks like runner will stay at first. A few things getting sorted out. Might have tries for an illegal pitch or a balk, but don't think it'll be the case right there as the runner stays at first. That one pulled towards center field, carrying out towards the outfield, off the wall. Nice double right there, McKenna Alexander. Solid base knock by the freshman. That'll put a runner on second and a runner on third here with 2 away for the Mustangs as they stay alive in this inning.
Up next, the designated player, Quinn Thompson.
Quinn Thompson digging in now with a runner on second and a runner on third after that double by McKenna Alexander, who's now 1 for 2 on the game. Thompson lines it right at the second baseman. Hannah Bratlin squeezes the glove on the third out of the inning. Tie ball game though as the Mustangs tack home 1 run here in the bottom of the third. We've got a 5-5 ball game on our hands right here. Great game so far. We're going to be right back with the top of the 4th right after this here on Magnitude Sports.
It was like you can't even describe it. Like I always tell people who don't have kids, it's like your heart running outside of your body. It's just incredible. Like, you made this little human and you do everything you can to protect them.
Baby to follow.
Welcome back to Sheyenne High School here in West Fargo. In a sunny West Fargo a little bit as the clouds starting to clear up a little bit. We might be doing for a nice sunset. You can see the sunlight starting to reflect off the bleachers of the football field a little bit. Makes for a pretty picture, I got to admit. Nothing like sun setting over a softball or baseball diamond around the spring/summertime. That's exactly the scene we've got right here. You can go ahead and put it on a postcard. You can go ahead and put this game on a postcard as well, as this one has been one to write home about so far. It's a 5-5 ball game tied up here between the Spuds and the Mustangs so far. We saw a great game in the JV squads between these two teams. It was a 10-7 thriller, that one.
The left fielder,
that game, the reason for the bit of a later start here so far, but this game been worth the wait as the Spuds are going to get things started here in the top of the 4th. As Nair will settle back into the circle. It's going to be Cora Hulls stepping into the batter's box here for the Spuds. First pitch to Hulls is in there for a strike, making an 0-1 count as that one catches the outside of the zone. That one low for ball 1. 1-1 from Narum to Holes. That one dribbled right back up to Narum. She fires over to Lexi Burke for the first out of the inning. Ball, the glove, foot on the bag.
Up next, number 6, Taylor Brewski.
I'll bring up Brewski. Brewski fouls that one off for strike one. Second pitch of the at-bat to Brewski is high for a ball to make it 1-1. Brewski cut on and missed for strike two. Big chop right there. Now looking at a 1-2 hole as Narum will look to finish her off. Brewski hits that one and making over, drifting over and making the play is McKenna Alexander. That'll be out number 2 of the inning.
Up next, number 9, Kenzie Donner.
I'll bring up Kenzie Donner, the top of the order here for the Spuds. Leadoff hitter digging in for her third at-bat of the night. 1 for 2 so far. Swing and a miss for strike one. That one will be taken for a ball. 1-1 pitch on the way. That one going to be fouled off to make it strike two. Downer versus Narum for the third time here in this game so far. And the rubber match of this battle so far, if you will, is Downer 1 for 2. Narum getting her out in the first inning on a fly out to Anderson, and then Downer able to reach base the second go round, being one of the sparks of the big 4-run inning for the Spuds in the top of the third. They're in danger of not being able to follow it up here as they're down to their last strike in this inning in the top of the fourth. That one going to be popped up. Heading over is Geisler to make the play, and she's got it. There's out number 3 of the inning as that's a fly out to Geisler. And so that'll bring up the bottom of the fourth here. Still tie game. 5-5 your score between the Spuds and the Mustangs. We've got a great one on our hands so far. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after a quick word from Essential Health on Magnitude Sports.
In this place, we face obstacles like nowhere else. The clock, the trail, the hill, the challenge that's always waiting. When that challenge comes, we'll meet it together. Because this, it's your chance to show what you're made of. Tenacity, resilience, and the power to prove that the toughest competition comes from within. This is orthopedics and sports medicine like nowhere else.
And we're back here after that quick break on Magnitude Sports. Top of the order due up here for the Mustangs as Kyra Narum is going to get things started. She'll dig in for her third at-bat of the game. I suppose technically third plate appearance if you really want to get technical. And Morgan will step off before firing in her first pitch. She's back out there. She's put in 3 solid innings of work so far here for the Spuds, getting the starting nod. Back out here for inning number 4 unofficially. I say that because it's always usually off, give or take a few. At 53, now 54 pitches. That first pitch is going to be taken for a ball. Right down the middle, but maybe a little bit high. I don't know if the microphone caught one of the fans maybe taking exception to that. Narum's going to drive that one deep. That one is going to be over the head of the outfielder, off the wall. That's going to be extra bases. Narum will hold that second, and she'll get things started with a no-out double.
Up next, number 8, Lexi Burke.
That'll bring up Lexi Burke. So that one just over the head of Cora Hulls right there as it drifts all the way back near that Mustang logo on the outfield fence. For a second, it looked like it had a chance of maybe getting the legs to get out of here. But I'm sure Cheyenne will take the extra bases, and Narum will take third as well on that dropped pitch. So she'll advance to third. As Lexi Burke settles in, 1-0 count to her. Now a 1-1 count after she takes that pitch for a strike. Morgan firing that one in the zone. 1-1 for Morgan. That one will find the hole. Narum will score, and the Mustangs get the lead back, 6-5.
Now batting number 15, Maddie Buchert.
So chalk up an RBI single right there for Burke as Maddie Buchert's going to step in. Now hit number 9 here for the Mustangs. And it looks like we'll have a meeting on the mound here as infield and manager coming in. And looks like one of the coaches is going to go talk to the umpire as well. Might be seeing a pitching change here as the outfielders are going to congregate as well. Got a runner on first with no outs here. In a 6-5 game, the Mustangs taking the lead right there after that Lexi Burke RBI single. And we will have a pitching change. Coming into pitch is going to be Avery Babeline for the Spuds. So new arm out in the circle for Moorhead.
Avery Babolian.
Avery Babolian, excuse me. As soon as I said that, I felt like I got that one wrong. It just didn't quite come out my mouth right, I guess. So Avery Babolian will come in for relief for Ryan Morgan. Been a offensive filled game so far in this one, as it's a 6-5 game, fair share of hits. 9 hits for the Mustangs, 4 for the Spuds. We also saw a home run for those of you that might have joined late. That one came early, only I believe the second or third pitch of the entire game actually, as they got the leadoff hitter down or out fairly quickly on a flyout. And then the first pitch of the at-bat for Maddie Spaeth, she took deep over towards the left field, right field actually. Here's Maddie Buchert. She'll be the first batter faced for Babolian as that pitch is taken for ball 1. No outs here with a runner on first for Buchert as Cheyenne will look to add on to their lead a little bit perhaps. That one high for ball 2. That one will drop in for a strike, so Babolian fires in her first strike of the game. That'll make the count 2-1. Low for ball 3. Now Buchert one pitch away from potentially walking and putting runners on first and second with no outs. But first we got to see the pitch. And that one will drop in for a strike. So I guess I might have spoke too soon there, as that'll make it a full count. Now a payoff pitch on the way here from Babolian, who will look to face one batter, get one out to start her night off on the in the circle, not the mound. That one cut on, looks like fouled off just by the skin of the bat right there. So Buchert will stay alive. Full count pitch to Buchert. That one fouled back as well. Babolian on a full count. Got her swinging. Strike three. Big time strikeout right there from Babolian to get the first out of the inning.
Number 4, Kate Geisler.
I'll bring up Kate Geisler. Geisler having a fine game so far from the dish. She'll take the first pitch. Geisler cutting on that one, fouling it off. Geisler will dribble that one over towards Brotland. And Brotland fires over to first, and the throw not in time, so Geisler's going to be safe. She digs it out. Looks like interference will be the call. So runner at second will be out. Geisler will be safe at first on a fielder's choice.
Now batting.
So it'll be out number 2 of the inning as Caitlin Cease will dig in. 0-1 count to Cease. So interference. I think I might have just said this, but just to clarify, it was interference called out the runner who's heading over to second. Cease will be safe at first. Or excuse me, Geisler. Cease now in the dish in the batter's box as she'll pop that one foul. It's an 0-2 count. And Babolian with a chance to retire the side right here. Fouled straight back. Here's the 0-2, and that one will be taken for strike 3. Babolian getting the backwards K. That's your third out of the inning. 6-5 your score now. Here's the Mustangs tack home one more run. They take the lead back as we head towards the top of the 5th inning. Don't go anywhere. We've got a great game on our hands right here on Magnitude Sports. We'll be right back after a quick message from Go Promo.
Go Promo is your go-to for custom apparel, screen printing, embroidery, and hundreds of other promotional products. Put your company logo on a t-shirt, jacket, calendar, mouse pad, pen, or even a backdrop display for an upcoming event. Possibilities are absolutely endless at justgopromo.com. You can also easily set up an online apparel store for your sports team or business. Email or call Twyla, and she'll set up the store, set up collection for online payments, and even deliver your products packaged and ready to go. Email her today, Twyla at justgopromo.com, or call 388-4852. Go Promo. Consider it branded.
Welcome back. We're here at the top of the 5th inning. Maddie Spaeth going to be leading things off here for the Spuds. She homered back in the 1st inning, a solo shot for the shortstop. She'll dig back into the batter's box as we start off the top of the 5th inning. 6-5 your score. The Mustangs taking the lead after a 1-run inning in the bottom of the 4th. Been a bit of a back and forth affair so far between these two teams, and certainly from a neutral perspective, hope to see a little bit more of this the rest of the way here, as it's been a fun watch so far, to say the least. First pitch was in there for a strike to make it an 0-1 count. Narum still out there in the circle for the Mustangs, as she'll get a swing and a miss for strike 2. Out ahead in the count. That one high for a ball. Good take right there to make it a 1-2 count. A lot of times you'll see pitchers try and throw in a bit more outside the zone, see if they can get the hitter to chase, but good patience by Spaeth right there to just watch that one go by, and that one will be fouled off, as she might have got the chase right there, but Spaeth shortening up her swing a little bit, able to foul it off and stay alive. So it's still a 1-2 count here after that foul ball. Spaeth is going to hit that one through the hole. That one going to drop through, and she'll reach first as it gets right by Geisler.
Now
So I'll put her on first. That'll bring up Kate Gulbranson. Gulbranson digging in after the single by Spaeth, who's now 2 for 3 on the night. First pitch going to be taken high and outside for ball 1. The tying run standing at first base. The go-ahead run in the batter's box right now for Moorhead. That one low for ball 2, as Spaeth will take off and reach second safely. Now the tying run in scoring position, as they like to say in this sport. And as I like to say ever so often as well. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one going to be chopped foul. Right back towards the catcher, Saylor. That'll be the first strike of the at-bat. It's a 2-1 count. And cut on and missed for his strike. Evening up the count at 2 apiece. Two to Gulbranson. She takes for ball 3, and it's a full count. Payoff pitch on the way from Narum. Here's the 3-2 to Gulbranson. She takes for ball 4. Runners on first and second now for the Spuds. And still 0 outs here for Moorhead, as they'll look to try and get the lead back here in the top of the 5th. It's Taylor Crescent digging in. Crescent, the 8th grader, playing at first base here today for Moorhead. Not even in high school yet, made a fair contribution to this game so far. She's got a chance to really break things open here for the Spuds. She digs in with no outs and runners on first and second. She'll take the first pitch for a ball. One thing I've learned from doing games, not only in softball, but really in any sport, is you'd be shocked how many I won't say shocked at how many, but certainly have seen a few 8th graders so far in the varsity ranks. As that'll be a tough play, and able to fire it over underhand for the first out of the inning. Geisler over to Burke. But she will advance the runners right there, so chalk that up as a sacrifice, if you will.
17, Avery Babolian.
Now bring up Babolian, who's now in the circle pitching in relief for the Spuds, and she's got a chance to knock home a few runs here, and as I like to say, help her own cause with one away. And a chance to potentially take the lead here for Moorhead with a base hit. Babolian will take the first pitch for a strike. Here's the 0-1. Babolian shows bunt. And ump will appeal to the other ump. It looks like she went, so that'll be strike 2. And now with 2 strikes, you have to imagine that the bunt is going to be out of the realm of possibility here. Oh, 2 to Babolian. She takes high for ball 1. First base open. Runners on second and third here from Moorhead. Babolian in the batter's box. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Narum gets a big strikeout right there. That's your second out of the inning, and boy, that was big for Sheyenne right there, as now they don't have to worry about potentially throwing over to first and seeing if the runner at third advances. They can just go ahead and get this final out right here if you're the Mustangs. First pitch in there for a strike to start off the at-bat. Catcher will throw back over to third. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss right there. It looks like actually swinging a foul ball. But regardless, it's going to be strike 2. Van Raden looking at an 0-2 hole. Big pitch coming right here. Narum on an 0-2. That one will be taken for ball 1. This could be one of the at-bats you go back and look at depending on how this game turns out right here. This is what I like to call one of those game-defining at-bats. Getting down to the home stretch of this game right here. Runners on second and third. 1-2. Check swing. And they're going to say she held. 2-2. And by a few inches, Moorhead will keep this inning alive. And Raiden with few RBI earlier on in this game. And the 2-2 cut on and miss. Strike 3. Big time strikeout from Narum right there. That'll get Sheyenne out of the inning with their lead intact. Still 6-5 here on Magnitude Sports. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 5th right after this quick message from your sponsors.
Looking for a new home? Make home happen by getting pre-qualified for free with Sean Carlson at Town & Country Credit Union. He'll help you find the best mortgage options for you and keep the process running smoothly from beginning to end. With a 97% satisfaction rate, awesome rewards, low fees, and great rates, it's clear why members love Town & Country Credit Union. Stop in or visit townandcountry.org to find out how you can become a Town & Country member today. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Anderson.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 5th inning, about to get underway here at Sheyenne High School. It's going to be Zaria Anderson leading things off for the Mustangs, the sophomore right fielder. She's about ready to step into the batter's box and get things started here. 6-5 ball game. Still Mustangs holding on to that lead as they're able to get out of a 2 runners on jam right there. Runners on second and third, but able to get those 2 strikeouts and get the job done was Narum. That first pitch will be fouled off for strike 1. Oh, 0-1, and that pitch will be taken for a ball to make the count 1-1. This game certainly got one of those feels so far. I keep saying it's a great game, but you could just tell. Seems like every pitch starting to be magnified here as we get down towards the stretch. Talk about a lot of times a playoff-like atmosphere. Obviously, these 2 teams coming from different states, so it's not like they'll be meeting an EDC or state play at all, but gotta love the competitive atmosphere inside this, in this diamond here today, as that pitch will be taken for ball 3 to make it a 3-1 count. At the end of the day, these are competitors, and competitors compete, as that probably goes without saying, but certainly love to see this level of play right here between these 2 teams. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And that one will drop in for a strike to make the count full. And here we go again, just another one of those at-bats. We got a full count right here to start off the inning. Could be a tone setter here for the bottom of the 5th. And Anderson takes strike 3.
Up next, number 14, Morgan Haugen.
Bullion getting the backwards K right there. That'll bring up Morgan Haugen with 1 away. Haugen will take the first pitch. That one will be called a ball. The 1-0 from Baboli, and that one inside, and back Haugen off the plate a little bit for ball 2. I like to call that shin music sometimes in this game, but that was over towards the shin, so might want to call that one shin music, as that one's taken for ball 3. 3-0 count now as that one's high. And that one will be taken for ball 4, so 4-pitch walk right there.
Up next for the Mustangs,
will get a runner
7,
on
McKenna
first.
Alexander.
That'll bring up McKenna Alexander. Haugen walking to bring up Alexander here with 1 away. Mustangs still holding on to that 6-5 lead. First pitch is fired in there, but low for a ball. That one will be popped up by Alexander, but foul as that one goes straight back. One lucky fan will be able to run that back over towards the umpire, as not quite like in the major leagues where you can turn it in for a free snow cone. Though on a breezy, chilly, maybe not chilly is the right word. Throw back over to first right there. On a night like this where the sun's starting to go down, maybe a snow cone might not hit the spot, but nice cup of hot chocolate. That one will be ruled a strike to make it a 1-2 count. And that one will be taken for a ball, and advancing on the pass ball is Haugen. She'll reach second. 2-2 the count now with a runner on second and 1 away to Alexander, the shortstop. And Alexander will take to make it a full count, 3-2. This is our second AB with a full count here in this half inning. First one netted in and out. Let's see where this one takes us. Payoff pitch. That one popped up towards the outfield. Charging in and making the catch in center field is Downer. Advancing to third is Haugen, so that'll be a sac fly for Alexander. That'll be your second out of the inning as well.
Up next,
Haugen
number
will head
1,
to third.
Quinn Thompson.
And I'll bring up Quinn Thompson. So Thompson with a chance to add on to the Mustang lead right here with a base hit. Of course, sac fly out of the play right there. If you will, the Mustangs used up their sac fly as, of course, as we all know, third out of the inning would really make it impossible to score. So that probably is just common sense. Swing and a miss right there for strike one to even up the count at 1 apiece. That one will be taken for a ball to make it 2-1. Swing and a miss right there for strike two, evening the count back up. As Babolian has been pounding the upper part of the strike zone in this at-bat. See if she might switch it up right here and get a low pitch maybe for strike three. Well, the pitch is low, but it'll be taken for a ball. And once again, a full count. And we'll see if we can get our third full count out of the inning here for the Spuds. Payoff pitch from Babolian. And we might have a chance right here as Crescent will step over to first, and that is your third out of the inning. So no runs here on one walk, no hits for the Mustangs as they're held scoreless for only the second half inning in this game so far. Still 6-5 your score here as we head towards the sixth inning, getting down to the nitty-gritty of it here in this ball game. We'll be right back with the top of the sixth inning right after this here on Magnitude Sports.
It was like you can't even describe it. Like you must. I always tell people who don't have kids, it's like your heart running outside of your body. It's just incredible. Like you made this little human and you do everything you can to protect them.
Alrighty, welcome back here to West Fargo as the sun's starting to set a little bit more. You can see the sky getting a little bit darker. The lights are out. It's prime time softball here, and it's prime time for the Spuds to maybe get some runs as they've got 6 outs to play with here. They stare a 1-run deficit in the face. Check swing for the first pitch of the at-bat right there. It's going to be Gracie Schroeder for the Spuds coming in as a pinch hit substitute. 0-1 count here. And that one going to be taken the other way. Line drive over the head and fair ball over towards the outfield fence. Schroeder rounding second. She's heading into third. And she'll be in with a stand-up triple to lead things off here for the Moorhead Spuds. So how about that? A leadoff triple for Schroeder.
Up next, number 11,
That's going to bring up Cora Holes. First pitch going to be taken for a strike with a runner on third, making it 0-1 count. That one going to be taken in the dirt to even up the count at 1 apiece. Swing and a miss right there for strike 2. They are back out in front in this AB. 1-2 the count. And these are big few potentially pitches or one pitch coming up right here between Narum and Holes. As the tying run stands just at third base, less than 90 feet away. That pitch taken for strike 3. Got her looking. That's your first out of the inning. That's a big one right there.
Up next, Taylor Brewski.
I'll bring up Taylor Brewski, excuse me. First pitch to Brewski is going to be fouled off for strike 1. Now officially 9 o'clock for those of you that may not have a clock readily available or right on you. Game time here is 1 hour and 30 minutes exactly. So we've got some nice nighttime softball right here as Brewski kind of shows a bunt. She backs away from it. Ball hits the bat. Be fouled off for strike 2. Oh, 0-2 count, and a strikeout would go a long way here for the Mustangs. Let's see if Narum can get it. Got one high for a ball, 1-2. So not quite there. Still a few pitches to play with right here if you're Kyra Narum. Don't necessarily have to throw it over the heart of the plate. But let's see what she does here. That one low, and that's going to be a passed ball heading home and sliding in safely. Schroeder, tie game. Schroeder with the leadoff triple coming in as a pinch hitter and then reaching home on a passed ball, and it's 6-6. Another twist of the drama here in West Fargo. Still a 1-2 in this at-bat. That one going to be poked. Bucher trying to make the diving catch, but can't quite make the play. It's still 1-2. Brewski will settle back in with the bases empty now, but a tie game. And Brewski takes strike 3. Got her looking.
Up next, number 9, Kenzie Downer.
I'll bring up the top of the order and Downer. With 2 outs now, so Downer will look to maybe spark a 2-out rally and give the Spuds the lead. But at the very least, Moorhead has done a great deal this inning as they've been able to tie it up here. She'll take the first pitch. That one will be called a ball. And that one's going to drop in for a strike, catching the far corner right there. If you're a pull hitter, and I speak from experience, those are definitely tough pitches to hit right there. 1-1, here's the pitch. That one going to be chopped. Charging in is Narum. She fires over to first, able to knock it down, but not quite get the out as Burke. So I'll put Downer on first.
Up next, number 10, Maddie Spaeth.
Maddie Spaeth. Spaeth homered in the first inning. I'm sure the Spuds would love that right here as well. They'll probably take any sort of reaching base that they can. Downer takes off for second. She'll get in there safely. That puts her in scoring position. Oh, and 1 count to Spaeth. Big AB. And Spaeth fouls that one off to make it 0-2. Fans on the edge of the seat here at Sheyenne. The 0-2 count, runner on second and 2 away to Spaeth. Narum's pitch is low for a ball. Here's the 1-2 to Spaeth. And Spaeth will take for ball 2, and this at-bat continues. Battle of wills here on the diamond between Spaeth and Narum. And who will come out on top? Two. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Drop strike. But the easy throw over to first, and that'll end the inning. Moorhead does leave one on, but they do get the tying run on a passed ball. Big time strikeout right there by Nair. We've got a tie game heading into the bottom of the 6th. 6-6 your score here. We've got a dandy. We'll be right back with another chapter here on Magnitude Sports right after this.
It was like you can't even describe it. Like I always tell people who don't have kids, it's like your heart running outside of your body. It's just incredible. Like, you made this little human and you do everything you can to protect them.
Welcome back to Sheyenne High School here in West Fargo. 6-6 your score, top of the order, due up in the bottom of the 6th for the Mustangs. It's Kyra Narum starting things off for Sheyenne. She'll take that pitch for ball 1. The stakes just continue to get raised and raised here as we keep going on in this game. It's been a tight one throughout, bit of a back and forth affair. The latest punch being thrown by the Spuds. That one gonna be popped up, way up. Nearly an orbit, and not quite able to put the squeeze on it as Goldbranson. So instead of an out, that'll be a strike, and that'll make it a 1-1 count. That one in danger of probably hitting a few satellites put up by NASA. One to Narum as the hands are clapping, and that one's gonna go through the hole. Narum will start the bottom of the 6th off with a single.
Up next for the Mustangs, number 8, Alexis Burke.
I'll bring up Lexi Burke. She's had a good game at the plate so far. They'll look to continue it. She's got a runner on for her and no outs. Babolian's pitch to Burke. Burke goes with the bunt. Nice bunt by Burke. She'll reach safely at first. Narum heading over to third, and Narum's going to be safe at third. A sack bunt that advances a runner 2 bases. I got to say, in my years of watching this sport, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Up next, number 15,
Lexi Burke will advance
Bucher.
Ira Narum over to third base, and they've still got 2 outs to play with. Bucher at the dish now. She'll take the first pitch for a ball. And a golden opportunity for the Mustangs to get the lead right back. .1-0 from Babolian. That pitch high for ball 2. Babolian to Buchert. That one chopped into the gap and fair. Mustangs get the lead back. It's Buchert with an RBI single. Just another twist of the drama. 6-7 the ball game now, and the Mustangs with a 1-run lead. Here's Kate Geisler. Geisler will take the first pitch for a strike. Oh, 1 from Babolian, and that hit Geisler, and she'll take her base. Right on the shell of the helmet. That's why they wear them. If you remember way back in the olden days of baseball.
Up next, number 6, Caitlin
Just the
Cease.
ball cap and not the helmet. I'm sure these softball players are glad that they're wearing helmets now. I'll bring up Cease with 2 runners on. Cease will take the pitch high for ball 1. Mustangs might be looking for a bit of insurance right here. Cease will foul that off to even up the count. You can really hear this crowd in full throat now. Great atmosphere here tonight at Sheyenne High School. Great showing by both these teams' fan bases. Obviously, Moorhead being just across the Red River. But now we're over by the Sheyenne River, as that pitch is going to be dropped, and the runners will advance now on second and third. 2-1 the count with 2 runners in scoring position here for Cease. And she'll take that one high. It's going to be ruled a ball 3-1. Baboli in the 3-1, and that one will go on the inside. No, inside for ball 4. So Cease will walk, and that'll load the bases. And looks like we'll have a visit on the mound here. Might potentially be seeing a pitching change as the Spuds find themselves in a bases loaded jam with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th and second to last, or if you're fancy, penultimate inning. I know my English teachers be proud of me for using a word like that.
Up next, number 16, Zaria Anderson.
So it looks like Babolian will stay in the game. I'll bring up Zaria Anderson with the bases loaded, and she's got a chance to really break the game open here. First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1. Anderson hits. Nice pick right there by the first baseman. Creston will get an out. 1 run will score, though, as Buchert heads in. So they'll trade the out for the run, which probably a good trade in that
Now batting
situation.
number 13, Morgan Haugen.
I'll bring up Morgan Haugen. Haugen will dig in with runners on second and third. 2 outs now. Swing and a miss there for strike 1. That one gonna be just foul. Just by the laces of the ball about. It'll be an 0-2 count. And Babolian could really use this strikeout right here, and she got it. Babolian gets out of the inning. Sheyenne does tack home 2 runs as they take a 6-8 lead now here. Potentially final 3 outs here for the Moorhead Spuds. And whoever trots out, most likely, presumably Narum for the Mustangs. They're gonna hope that she doesn't let them down as it's 6-8. We head towards the top of the 7th and potentially final inning here in West Fargo. Looks like it's gonna be Lexi Burke actually digging in.
For the Mustangs in the bottom of the 6th inning, 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 left on.
Burke will dig around. It'll be Burke or Narum. Narum heads over to first, so it will be Lexi Burke getting a nod out of the bullpen, if you will. Not really, as she comes over from first base, but she'll be the de facto closer for the Mustangs. But we're going to take a quick break and be right back with the top of the 7th and potentially final half inning here on Magnitude Sports. Don't go anywhere. We've got a great finish on our hands. We'll be right back.
You simply click and order. We decorate and deliver. GoPromo is the area's premier provider for easy-to-use online team stores with screen-printed, embroidered, and promotional products. From your computer screen to the bleachers, and from the boardroom to the field, just go promo. Visit justgopromo.com.
Kate Gulbranson.
Kate Gulbranson will get things started here for the Spuds, who will look to make a little bit of magic happen here as they're down 2 runs and they've got 3 outs to try and make up the gap. Lexi Burke in the circle now for the Mustangs, and her first pitch will drop in for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 to Gulbranson. That one will drop in for strike 2. So a quick start here for Burke in the circle as she'll look to get the punch out right here. 0-2 pitch. That one popped up high. It's going to be a tough play for Cease. And she makes the catch out near the fence, if you will. The almost said warning track, but they don't have a warning track. That'll be the first out of the inning, and now just 2 outs remaining here for the Spuds. That one's going to be popped up, drifting back, and getting the squeeze on it for the second out is Haugen. 1 pitch out right there for the Mustangs, and now just 1 final out remaining.
Up next, Avery Babolian.
And the final hope for the Spuds is going to be Babolian, who came in for relief, did a solid job pitching in relief. Babolian will foul that one off. She came in for Ryan Morgan, the starter. Foul ball making an 0-1 count here. Swing and a miss for strike 2, and now the Spuds down to their final strike. Burke for the win. It's going to be poked, And drifting back and making the catch is Cease. And there's your final out of the inning. And we have ourselves a final score here tonight for the Mustangs and the Spuds. It's going to be final score of 8-6. Mustangs coming home with a home victory in this one as they take care of business in the varsity game. 8-6 your final score once again here on Magnitude Sports. The Mustangs top of the scores. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in here tonight on Magnitude Sports from wherever you may have been. We'd like to thank you one more time for your patience, as well as we had a bit of a later start here, but we had two great softball games on our hands here today, as the Moorhead Spuds taking home a 10-7 victory in the JV game, and then the Sheyenne Mustangs getting a bit of revenge, taking home a 8-6 victory over the Spuds in the varsity game. Great games throughout here tonight. Great bit of high school softball between these two interstate teams, and that's going to wrap things up here on Magnitude Sports. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'd like to take a quick moment, though, before we completely finish things up, to just dust over a few housekeeping things. We've got our schedule here on the website, msportsnet.com. It's our most recent and current and accurate schedule. You can take a look at it to see all the upcoming future broadcasts. Tuesday, May 4th, we've got Barnesville versus East Grand Forks, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we also will be back here for some softball between the Mustangs and the Bruins. I'll have to double check on that, but I believe that that'll be something that we'll make happen. Thursday, May 6th, we've got some softball and soccer for you Mustang fans. We've got Sheyenne versus Fargo. Also, I suppose, correction, actually. That game will be happening on Thursday. We've also got Sheyenne versus Fargo North and girls soccer, as well as Barnesville versus Perm in softball. Barnesville versus Monome and Waban. That'll be on Monday, May 10th in softball. Tuesday, May 11th, Perm versus Frazee, a doubleheader in softball, as well as Sheyenne versus Grand Forks Red River on the pitch in soccer. And then Thursday, May 13th, Barnesville versus Dilworth Glendon Felton in softball. So we've got a whole lot of action coming up here on Magnitude Sports. Feel free to check out our website, msportsnet.com, to tune in to those games. Speaking of msportsnet.com, that's our latest and greatest website. We updated that at New Year's Day this year. Feels like about 2 years ago at this point, which is hard to believe, but only a few months ago. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, feel free to do so. We've got a lot of stuff on there. We've got our schedule. We've also got games on demand. Nearly every single one of our broadcasts can be found on demand 24/7. You can watch it anytime that works best for you. Just click on the archive library on the on demand button on the navigation bar. And if you scroll to the bottom of the archive library page, you can filter the final scores page by sport as well as boys or girls. Makes it a whole lot easier to find whatever you're looking for. You can also click on the word yes if it's available to be purchased on DVD, and you can order whatever game you want on DVD. Makes for a great gift, or hey, if you just want to watch some quality broadcasting and high school sports, a DVD might be something for you. And finally, you can visit our stories button on our website for any recent Magnitude Sports related story you might have missed, of course, at msportsnet.com. I almost said .net there. That might have been a bit redundant. Written game recaps that include scores and other game-related highlights and or content can be found on the news story. And the most recent news stories can be found on the homepage. But if you click on the stories tab, you can view all the past stories as well. Wrapping things up once again here, final score is going to be 6-8. The Mustangs taking home a victory over the Spuds. Great game on our hands here today. Hope you guys have a great night, and I hope to see you all again soon here on Magnitude Sports. I had a blast, and hope each and every one of you had a blast as well. Signing off for Magnitude Sports is Eric Tionkson. Have a good one.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and to order a DVD copy of this broadcast, simply visit msportsnet.com/DVD.